Welcome to the Medical Device Made Easy podcast. Here is Monir El Azzouzi from easymedicaldevice.com, and today we will be doing the part 2 of the Afrisummit interviews. And today we will be specifically talking about Egypt, because Afrisummit was in Egypt, in Cairo, and we had the chance, or I had the chance to meet with the authorities, Egyptian authorities, and also Egyptian manufacturers. So today we'll have those two interviews. One of the manufacturer, we'll have first Mohamed Mahdy, who is a manufacturer of blood collection tubes in Egypt, and we'll have for the authorities Noha El-Hariri, who is the head of medical devices at the EDA, Egyptian Drug Authority. So let's start with those two interviews. So first, let's go with Mohamed Mahdy for the manufacturer side. Hi, Mohamed Ghonim. How are you?
I'm fine.
Great. So Mohamed Ghonim, so thank you for doing again this interview. So we have done first this interview in Egypt, but there was a bit of an issue on the recording, so we had to redo it again. So thank you again for participating to this interview. And yeah, the idea of today is mainly to try to understand more the situation of manufacturers also in Egypt, because we have also the interview with Noha El-Hariri for the authorities in Egypt. So first, can you introduce yourself, and then we can go through a bunch of questions for you.
Okay, my name is Mohamed Ghonim. I work in the medical device field since now 23 years. I actually I go through the whole ladder of medical device. So I started as a quality assurance assistant, then quality assurance manager, design control manager, and then a regulatory affairs director. Consequently, I joined a notified body to be auditor for 13485. Afterward, I started to be mentor, so I was qualifying new auditor for 13485 worldwide. Then I become a technical file reviewer. I have about 7 codes. I worked with the 3 notified bodies. Then I decided finally, because through this life cycle of the medical device, I find that I do nothing about manufacturing. So I decided to make a manufacturing company for producing medical device, actually IVD, in order to make use of my knowledge and my background as well. I need to make a benchmark for medical device manufacturer for that, So
a good challenge, I suppose. A good challenge to move also to put your feet your feet on the shoes of a manufacturer, so that to understand really to how to do that. So really great. So thank you for this, and yeah, I really appreciate also the fact that you are really knowledgeable on quality and regulatory affairs, and you are really helping a lot of companies related to that. So maybe some of the people that are listening were reviewed by yourself as an assessor for their file, so it's really great. So, Mohamed, what I wanted to ask you first is about the Afrisummit, because we met also at the Afrisummit in Cairo. So I just wanted to ask you, for you as a manufacturer also in Egypt, what is the benefit for you to see like those conferences like Afrisummit coming and those people discussing? So is it like something new, and is it like something that can be really have some advantages for manufacturers?
Actually, for me as a manufacturer, I went there from both sides. I went there as a regulatory person because I used to support the Ministry of Health, because I have assisted the Egyptian Ministry of Health for harmonizing or transposing the Medical Device Directive long time ago, 10 years back, in order to make the requirement of the medical device inside Egypt mimic or typical to the requirement of Europe. So the people since 10 years, they are trying to improve the quality, the system, internal system of the Ministry of Health, in order to comply with the requirement of CE, and to make all the manufacturer to comply with the CE requirement. Even they have added some requirements. One of them, that the manufacturer, to start medical device manufacturer in Egypt, they have to have either approval from notified body or a 510K approval in order to be able to register the company. And recently, the maturity level of the Ministry of Health has been, the bar is high now, so they can review the technical file themselves and they can approve the technical file without having the CE mark or the FDA requirements. And they are good in that, actually.
Exactly. And in terms of the countries, so in Afrisummit, there was a lot of different countries. So we don't talk only about Egypt. There was also Middle East countries, Africa countries. So I think it was a good, Egypt is really the place where the connection between Middle East and Africa is. So I think it was a good place to have that and to have everybody coming and meeting at that point.
Actually, Egypt, since a long time, they are leading Africa in these requirements, and putting the head together between the different Ministry of Health in Africa, because I believe they several trials from all of the Ministry of Health in Africa. They are trying to harmonize and to make a consensus system for medical device approval. So putting head together in one place, this is, and I think this is not the first one. This is the, I think, the fourth or
exactly. I think the second one for Afrisummit, but there was other conferences also. Yeah.
Yes, so I think putting their head together and to make some harmonization and some consensus about their point of view about the requirements, I do believe that will benefit all the country in Africa as a they are. The maturation level in Africa is now is being high from year to another. The bar is being getting higher and higher.
Exactly. And I think it's what we saw also with a lot of, because during the event, there was a lot of presentation from the different countries, and we had also interviews with the different regulators. So from your side, so as you've said, you are also kind of expert in quality regulatory affairs. You are living also in Europe. I mean, you are now in Switzerland, also in Basel. So mainly, why did you decide when you had this decision to open a manufacturing plant? Why did you decide to go to Egypt? Why not in another country then?
I tell you, because we are. I think I always say that the people in the medical device field, in the regulatory affair, they are pragmatic more than anybody else. So you can imagine when somebody have more than 20 years medical device regulatory background. So I started with having SWOT analysis. So I checked, because I have another manufacturing facility in UK, and I have part in another country. I own part of a company. So I have had three places or three countries, candidate countries, in order to make my manufacturing facility. But having the SWOT analysis, I found some stuff. I think it's been astonishing, So some point, it tells me and it pushed me, Mahdy, why you are not going to Egypt? Because, for example, I gave you some example, not all. Yeah. It will not be an exhaustive list. One of them is the labor cost around the labor cost, the blue collar. I mean, $200 a month. So the expert for finance and engineering there, from $400 to $700 a month, tier 2. If you need tier 1, which is they have a background master degree or PhD or something like that, it ranges from $700 to $1,000 a month.
And here we are not talking about people that have no knowledge. They are really high level also in terms of knowledge.
Very high quality. The other point for the legacy in the country there, because 90% of the people raising there for the pharmaceutical and the science, Bachelor of Science and Engineering, you can say that 90% of them are having either PhD degree or master degree. So they have a very good background, and the intelligence level is high. Actually, because I work in Europe since a long time, so I didn't have a connection with most of them previously. But once I started my company there, I've been actually surprised about the background, the knowledge, and also that the university there, because there is a German university, there is a American university, there is French university, Deutsche University. those universities make the bar a bit higher, and even they are studying medical device actually in the university. So it makes, when I start to talk with the people for example, for the risk assessment, we need to make a risk assessment. I found the people, they know about failure mode and defect analysis, risk assessment 14971, well, not knowledgeable about this. I've been surprised about this, really. The English is a secondary language there, so most of the people are they speaking English very well, specifically the first tier of the people. One of the points, if we speak utilities, electricity, do you imagine that 1 kilowatt hour is $0.05?
Okay.
Which means, if, for example, if my company consuming 1,000 kilowatt a month, this means less than $50 a month.
So I can imagine that a lot of people are kind of be dreaming of those numbers in terms of opening facility, but in terms of the regulation and everything there. So is it easy, or is it like, is there some improvement also to do in that, or it's really easy for companies like you to open and to then be able to sell inside and also outside of the country?
I'll tell you here, one of the points regarding the regulatory part has been surprised as well, because, you know, there, if we can speak about the medical device, let's start from top to down. From the Ministry of Health, for example, when I started the company, I have a background and I can draw the line, and I can draw the blueprint of the company. But, you know, there I found that I have to go to the Ministry of Health and discuss with the people for free. And they give me some, you know, recommendation for the before I start. And then if you, for example, if you start with the product, one of the product, they help you in the GMP. You can sit with them. And they give you lots of guidelines. And even they direct you to the requirement of the MDR. I told them, you know, in the very beginning, when I talked to them, I left them to give me the information in order to check the bar, how far they are. You know, I found they are aware about the recent document that's been published, let us say, a week ago or something like that. So this is the first tier for the Ministry of Health. When the people, there is a big circle of medical device. I have, for example, there is a WhatsApp group contain 300 person, 300 expert, which work in the medical device field, and they discuss there. I think you participate. I invited you to.
I'm there also, yeah.
So as you can see, whenever a new requirement comes, it comes to the WhatsApp guide, to the WhatsApp group, and the people start to discuss it and challenging the requirement. And sometimes they are giving their opinion about the requirements. So this is the second tier. The third tier for the people, there is, you know, the technician. The technician there, they need eager to learn. They need to understand that, and because of in Egypt there is more than 300 companies working in the medical device field, and if you add the pharmaceutical field, you will find that more than 500 companies. Egypt is a big country actually, so it's a 110 million person. So you can collect from those people, the people who's working in the medical device field and the pharmaceutical field. So when I start to hire the people there, I find actually even the technician, they are aware about the gowning procedure, the entrance and exit, the HVAC system, and they discuss this very, you know, maturely. So I'm not making a commercial here about Egypt.
I know. but, in terms, but maybe for people that are now listening to us and think, oh, let's go to Egypt. So is it easy also for them, like your company, you created that in Egypt? So is it easy for them to come and then to maybe or subcontract their products in Egypt or start their own company in Egypt? So is there some kind of ways to invest directly in the country?
I do, you know, I have started from scratch. So I built the company, and it was very quick. I took about 6 months, and the company stand up on feet. And for the HVAC system, I found the expert there, and most of the stuff I have had in my company are manufactured in Egypt. So the cost is non-comparable to the cost of the HVAC system and the clean room facility in Europe or anywhere else. So I didn't face any problem for that 6 months. My company was, stand up on feet and working properly. But I find as well some of the companies there, they are producing for big names. I cannot tell you the name because of
no need.
Confidentiality, but I can tell you the biggest five company in the medical device field, they are producing part of their products, some of their product in Egypt actually. So the OEM agreement is accepted by the Ministry of Health, and they can produce for you. Yeah. So for example, if you can, the Medica and the Arab Health, you will find the manufacturer there. If you ask them to produce for you, they are aware about the OPL, and they can. And I'm here, I know exactly that, because most of the people say the OEM and the OPL is not in the MDR, but
Exactly.
I'm telling them this is not correct. OPL and OEM, but the difference in name. Forget about the OEM, OPL,
Exactly.
but supplier agreement.
Exactly, supplier and legal manufacturer.
Yes, actually, it was very I was laughing actually when I hear the people speaking about that, because it's clearly identified, and I think in part 15 in article 10. So it's clearly identified in the MDR. Why the people are speaking about it like it's something not accepted anymore? But
there are some conditions now, so it's not the same as before, but this is still accepted to have a subcontractor. It's still accepted to subcontract some manufacturing. I mean, you can have just an office and subcontract things to anybody else as long as you have an agreement. But the thing is that you just need to get legal responsibility of the product that you are placing on the market. As long as you keep this responsibility, it's your right.
My point here, that the manufacturer in Egypt are aware about the procedure. They have done it for others, so he can go and make the product firstly as a supplier. He produced the product in Egypt, and actually the market is very high, because having a country with 110 million, this is a huge number of people. So the healthcare there, so you will sell actually 80% of your product in Egypt. Actually, my company, 80% of the product is going to Egypt. So I don't need even to export. But if you export, there is a good option. I haven't heard about it before, that the country or the people in charge of the export there, they will encourage you and return back to you 18%. I'm not quite sure about this. There is some people better than me can talk about this, but it's about 18% payback because of you have done export.
Okay. So there are still some regulatory point that you can review. I suppose there should be an expert that is helping you on that, but there are some advantages also doing that. No, it's great.
Getting to this point, I'm sorry for interruption, but getting to this point, it popped up to my mind now that when I tried to make an exhibition, I live in Europe here, so it's okay for me. I will go to Mecomed or have my booth, and that's it. I surprised that the country is giving you 80% of the amount, so you pay only 20% to participate in any of the exhibition. So I participate. I haven't got the opportunity to participate earlier in Medica this year, so I wouldn't be there. I will be myself there, but
not the company.
But I will be in the Arab Health. And actually, the country, I owe them, thank for that. 80% of the amount is being paid by the country.
No, it's great. I think it's a good advantage also for the country to have that. And I see that Egypt is really improving and providing a lot of benefit for people that are coming to that. And I saw that also in Afrisummit, which is really great. So really, thank you, Mohamed. It was really interesting. I hope you convinced people to maybe come invest in Egypt. The fact that Egypt is really a place where the regulations and things are helping you, are trying to help you improving, and trying to help you also to settle a company there, and to help also to export the products in the different regions. So great to hear about that.
Thank you. It is my pleasure. And because, I felt myself, because I love the way my company is right now, and the support I have found from Egypt. I feel that I'm doing commercial now, but it is not the point. But
no, you love your country, and you love to say what
but the
to
point,
say, so it's great.
So if I convert myself into a commercial now, so I will tell you, Habibi, come to Egypt.
No, great.
And this will be the message to take home.
Great. And I recommend also, because I was there at Cairo, it was really a great city. I really loved it. So yeah, I recommend also that, and people are really nice. So I really recommend people to go there and to invest some time there. Okay, Mohamed, it was really a pleasure. Thank you very much. And I wish you a nice day.
Thank you.
Okay, I hope you liked that, the discussion with Mohamed Mahdy. So mainly the idea is really to understand that there are some advantages and also some things that are important to opportunities, if I can say, for the authorities to help medical device manufacturers. And now let's look at Noha El-Hariri from the EDA, Egyptian Drug Administration, where we have an understanding of the situation in Egypt. And yeah, there was a lot of discussion also about the progress that they have made and everything. So it was really great. So thanks for Noha to be participating to this podcast. Okay, so thank you for coming here, for accepting my interview, Dr. Noha El-Hariri. Yeah. So Dr. Noha El-Hariri is from the EDA, and we'll see mainly what's the situation here at the Afrisummit about the EDA and what are mainly the main objectives for the EDA. So can you introduce quickly yourself, and then we can go through some few questions that I have noted down, because we are participating to the session, so there was some presentation, so interesting to see that.
Okay. Hi Monir, it's a pleasure to be here with you in Afrisummit. I'm Dr. Noha El-Hariri, General Manager of General Administration, Medical Device Registration, Egyptian Drug Authority. It's not my first time to participate in Afrisummit, and with PRA Consultancy I have participated with them before in Afrisummit and across many.
I think we were at both at them. Yeah. So I was also Afrisummit. Afrisummit was online. I think it was.
And
Akras was physical.
Dubai, yeah.
I was online, but yeah, it was.
But I was there in Dubai.
Exactly.
But it's my first time to meet you physical. It's
Great.
My pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Really, I'm very thankful for the organization about this event, because it gives us a lot of experience, and it gives us the opportunity to hear from manufacturers and hear from other authorities, and make our mind open-minded to know what is new in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And mainly, so we had a cluster, if I can say, of presentation with you, with Dario from Medicament, with myself, and one of the message was mainly about MDR extension. So mainly the dates, hot topic exactly. So when we are preparing this, it was like, oh, it's really we'll maybe say 3 times the same thing, because it's really the hot topic. So regarding EUMDR here in Egypt, has this had an impact on you, on your organization? Maybe it's you, but it can be also other countries. So have you seen any impact or anything like, oh, it's really a big problem for us because of that or that?
Sure, it have a great impact on our country, and but we try to be proactive since 2017. When we heard about the new directive, we try to know more about it and read more about the regulations that have to be updated. And how we're gonna deal with this regulation in order to avoid shortage of the product in the Egyptian market. Yeah. But it's a risk-benefit ratio, so we were supporting our manufacturers, because we know that at the end, the main objective of the new directive is to have a safe and effective product. So we try to be open ear to hear from every side in the world and from the manufacturer, and to be aligned with any timeline or any exceptional grace period in order to support the manufacturers and calm down. You are supporting you. We will not shut the doors to hear from you. So this, I guess, helped us a lot, that we didn't miss any of our manufacturers. Yeah. And no shortening of the medical devices in Egypt up till now, thanks God.
That is great. And when we discuss about EUMDR extension, there was always this item that comes back. So the certificates that are expired, how to prove that your certificate is still valid, how can you do that? So Egypt has already on their webpage mentioned what are the rules, if I can say, for that. So you are really trying to put in place some solutions for them.
We receive a lot of queries from our manufacturers, like what you have seen in the sessions. They are always eager to know what are you going to do, and we are keeping them calm. We are not going to say anything different than the word. We are aligned together. We are in one, like in one country. So we cannot give the manufacturer a new regulation regarding the Egyptian market or oblige them to have special criteria for the Egyptian market. So as I mentioned in my presentation, and according to the timeline, we followed every timeline after it has been published on the European Commission. We published the amendment of EDA and how we are going to do with the timeline.
Yeah, I saw that also, that you had on your website starting to put guidances, putting a lot of information to try to educate people. So we call it the Egyptian Drug Agency. Will it be called once the Egyptian Drug and Medical Device Agency?
I'm trying to have this name, but it's unfortunately it's only Egyptian Drug Authority. But it's deep inside, it's a medical device.
But it's interesting because meaning also that a lot of the rules were mainly on medical devices, were before mainly on pharma, and now you are trying to move that to more medical devices.
No. It's not about this, but it's like the FDA. It's Food and Drug Administration. Medical device is not mentioned in its name. But under it you have a specific departments for medical devices. Egyptian Drug Authority, it's not only about pharmaceutical products. We have 9 central administration, 1 for pharmaceutical, 1 for the pharmacovigilance, 1 for laboratory testing, many other central administration, not only the pharmaceutical, also for veterinary products, cosmetics. But it's only regarding the name, it's prudent.
Exactly. And on the presentation, we saw that mainly the EDA tries to be really increasing the standard and really having more impact on maybe the worldwide also regulation. So what are the different steps on your vision mission to be the best, if I can say, agency in the world? So what are the different steps that you are planning, or what is planned mainly on the agenda?
Up till now we have a lot of plans. I hope we can achieve them all now. But our main mission is to have the accreditation of WHO. Already we have maturity level 3 last year, and we are seeking to have more accreditation and be recognized by international organizations like the WHO. And we're sharing in the IMDRF last month, and we hope also to be accepted by them. In order to reach this level, we are paying much effort to be on the same foot with the international regulation and making sure of the safety of the product and checking the regulatory action regarding the inspection and the regulatory technical file. We hope that Egypt will be one day one of the leader countries in the regulatory field.
No, great. I think you are going on the right way. And we had this discussion. There was a panel discussion. I remember that before the panel, when we were preparing, you said, "Oh, there will be a lot of questions for me." And there was a lot of questions for Dr.
Manufacturers always have a lot of questions because we are always dynamic. We are in a dynamic state. Every now and then we are updating our regulation. You are not like any other authority or democratic agency we are not going to change. It's only you have to accept it as it is. But if you have a look on our website, you will always find new versions of guidelines, new versions of documents. Also, we publish a format for, for example, declaration of conformity to make it easier for the manufacturer. It's not mandatory to follow it, but it's for other manufacturers. If you don't know what is the declaration, you can find it on our website. So every now and then you have to check the website to see what's new.
Okay, and mainly on those questions that you have received, you saw that, have you seen like a trend or some kind of concerns that you have already seen before and you are trying maybe to change within your guidances, within your thing? So is there something that was surprising you on those questions, or it was completely known, if I can say?
Most of the questions were cases that we already faces every time, but I guess there was one question I didn't face before, and it's a strange case.
Was it OEM or?
No, it's not the OEM. It was about. Yes, I remember this from. I will not mention the name, but she was asking about if she don't have the confirmation letter from the notified body, and how can she submit only the commitment or the declaration from the manufacturer. I have not met any manufacturer facing this problem. Have you met?
No, never. Normally notified bodies are a bit reactive and they are providing this letter. So
all of them submit.
Unless really there is a catastrophe at that moment, but normally they are. And you are also in contact a lot with notified bodies.
Yes,
so you are not just an agency here in Egypt, you are in contact with notified
bodies. And other authorities also, TGA, Mehra, Italian authority, German, any authority, we contact them.
Great.
So I haven't faced any problem with any manufacturer to get its letter from the notified body.
Okay, great. So thank you very much. It was really a pleasure to have you, and I hope this will be helping also people to understand the situation of the Egyptian authority. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure, really, Monir, to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you, Noha. So it was really great to have you, and I'm really happy also that during this Afrisummit conference there was a possibility to meet with the authorities, discuss with them, check what is happening with their legislation, any progress that is coming. So it's great, and we see that the EDA, the Egyptian authority, is really making a lot of progress toward the medical device industry, which is really great. So thank you, everyone, and I hope you like this kind of episode, and I hope I see you also next year at the next Afrisummit, which will be in 2024. So thanks you very much, and I wish you a nice day.